From downtown Scranton, this is Northeast Current. WQPX invites you to join us as we explore public affairs, current events, and arts and culture in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Now, let's meet today's guests on Northeast Current.
Welcome to Northeast Current, and we'd like to welcome back a guest that was here some time ago, a good friend of mine, Marko Marcinko, and his friend Tom Hamilton. We're here today to talk about the 11th annual Scranton Jazz Festival. It's going to be the August 14th through 16th.
Yeah.
Marko, could you tell our guests, our audience, I should say, a little more about it?
I could say that we're in our 11th year, so we're
Yep.
celebrating 11 years of doing a great internationally known jazz festival in downtown Scranton. It's held at the Radisson Hotel and numerous downtown venues throughout Scranton. And as you said, the dates, August 14, 15, and 16. It's that second weekend, full second weekend of August. And there's wonderful music, all sorts of jazz, blues, and world beat music. And there's wonderful food, drink, spirits, all of these sorts of things under one.
It really makes the Electric City come to life with
Come to life.
electricity, right? And
Absolutely,
sound
there's a lot of electricity, I
Right.
would say so.
It's 3 nights of music and jazz in
Yes.
Scranton. So, and Tom, you are going to have a CD release on one of the nights, on Friday, I think it is, right?
Yes, I am. Friday night, the 14th at 8:30 will be the second band.
This is your new CD here,
There it is.
a
yeah.
work in progress. So you're still a work in progress, right? Like many of us are.
Yeah, life is a work in progress. Yeah.
I agree. And there's a single too. You told me something about a single that's going to be released.
Yes, the track 1 on the album is called CC's Bounce.
Okay.
Is being released as a single. It's hopefully this week being played on over 100 smooth jazz radio
Nice.
stations
Very
all
cool.
over the country and Canada.
Very cool. So, and Marko, you're one of the founders of the Jazz Festival. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine, how did it come about, like, that you guys decided to start a
Well,
jazz festival?
many years ago, prior to the 11 years, there was a summer music festival that happened at Nay Aug Park that Mayor
I
Connors
remember that.
was.
So I met you guys. I made the T-shirts for
That's
that
right.
with
That's right.
Doug.
That's right.
That's
That
right.
long ago.
That's
That's
right.
That's a long time ago.
Yep.
I think you were bald then, actually.
Well, it was.
Suddenly
yes.
you got hair.
I probably had a crew cut or something. And you know what? I want to hear a real quick funny story. I saw a person wearing one of the T-shirts. Not
Recently?
long- yeah, and it was like from the early '90s. I said I recognize that shirt.
Vintage.
So anyway, yeah.
That's some serious
So it's-
Salvation Army
Oh,
right
for
there.
sure. It was a high school kid too,
Yeah,
so she
it's
must
great.
have got it somewhere like
It's
that.
vintage.
Must have been yours.
Well, we had the inspiration from doing this summer music festival. We always did one day of
Okay.
jazz, and when that summer music festival, after Mayor Jimmy Connors left office and switched to administrations, they canceled that festival, and there was a hiatus for some time. And some people were saying, oh, we should have the Summer Music Festival again. And there was a place called Hanlon's Grove, where there was a wonderful tent over there where
Yeah.
Scranton Public Theater was putting on productions at Nay Aug Park. And we decided to do a concert there, a one-day concert of jazz, and a lot of people showed up, and it was quite successful. And then the following year, that turned into a 2-day weekend. And then unfortunately, a snowstorm took down that tent.
All right.
And a real bad February snowstorm took down that tent some years later. And then we moved into the downtown area of Scranton at the Radisson. And we made it more like a jazz walk, more like New Orleans, more like New York City, more like Beale Street in Memphis,
Yeah.
where you could go to a number of venues on the same night, hear a lot of great live music. And that weekend is tempered like that. And that's a little bit of the history of how it's gotten from 0 to 11,
It's people from Scranton, we don't quit, right?
No, never.
Snowstorms and new administrations, we keep plugging through.
Nothing stops us.
That's right.
Woo!
So so if I'm going to the Jazz Festival, how does it work? Do I buy a ticket? How does it
Yeah,
work?
you could go to our box office through our website, scrantonjazzfestival.org.
Okay.
The box office phone number is 570-908-3804. I'm sorry, 904-3804.
Put that on the bottom of
Yeah,
the screen.
throw it on the bottom. And you could order tickets that way.
Okay.
All Joe Nardone Gallery of Sound locations have tickets as well. So the tickets are out there.
Okay.
And
What about night of? So I can get a ticket?
yeah, you could come right to the venue, right to the Radisson.
Okay.
And we build a beautiful stage and theater out in the backside of the
Okay.
Radisson, where usually people park their cars. We clear that whole area out. We put tables and chairs in there.
Okay.
Concert seating, merchandise, food, bar, you know, staging, production.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a
Groupies?
Yeah, some
Oh,
groupies.
awesome.
Musicians, artists.
Of course, right?
You know,
I guess
so.
that's the old pavilion, I guess, where the train used to come in, right?
Yeah, the old
That's
train shed, right.
yeah.
Right.
They
so
used to
it's an
drop the
historical
bags off.
location.
Yeah, so there's a great history.
Oh, sure.
There's a great history there, and you get a nice vibe from it.
Yeah.
So tickets, you know, through the website.
And how
of
much are
course.
tickets?
$10 for Friday,
Okay.
$25 for Saturday, and we have the multi-Grammy award-winning group Spyro Gyra
All right.
coming on Saturday, and they're celebrating a 40th anniversary tour.
Okay.
And then on Sunday, $20, and we have the Scranton Jazz Festival Big Band, the 17-piece concert
Okay.
big band, and our very famous guest artist is the multi-Grammy award-winning trumpet icon John Faddis.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Could you buy a pass for all 3 days too? You have like a
Yeah, I mean, you just get
you
three
just buy
different
3 different tickets. I
three
understand.
tickets. That's the pass.
And it's pretty popular. People come from all over.
all over. They come from many parts of the region, as well as Maryland, Washington D.C., New York City, Philadelphia, Reading. You know, it's very well known.
And I imagine there were some sponsors that helped.
Yeah, we have
Ticket
many
sales.
sponsors. I mean, there's a lot of
Shout out to any
sponsors.
sponsors.
I could give a shout out, but it's probably better if we just you know, show
Keep
the
it cool, right?
No, show the poster and
Oh,
go to the
gotcha.
bottom and, you know,
You'll see
scan
who
all
the
the
sponsors
sponsors.
are,
There's
I
so
gotcha.
many of them.
Right,
And they're
I
all
don't
so
forget
good
them.
to us.
Yeah, I
They're all
can
so good
imagine.
to us. Just like Ion TV is so good to us.
That's right. We love Ion TV.
Yeah, we love Ion.
Love
Tommy,
it.
don't you love Ion TV?
I do love Ion TV.
You watch it 6
I
o'clock,
watch
6:30 in the
Criminal
morning?
Minds sometimes.
Oh, Criminal
I do.
Minds?
Yeah.
On Ion TV?
Yes.
Great show.
Absolutely.
Oh, I also wanted to mention, we also incorporate our students on the Sunday of the festival.
Yes.
Starting
Okay.
this Monday, we have what we call the Keystone
College Jazz Institute.
Jazz Institute. We
Yeah.
have like high school age musicians
Okay.
that we spend the week with, and they're going to perform on the Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday of the festival, they come, they're the first act at 5 o'clock, and you could hear, you know, the talent, the youth talent
Yeah.
that we work with this entire week, as Tommy was saying.
Would you say jazz is making a resurgence, or it's always been really popular? I mean, not everybody knows about jazz, I guess I would say, you know.
Well, you know, people hear the term jazz, and,
Yeah.
and who knows what they think.
Yeah.
You know, they have, there's a lot of misconceptions out there because media has, and corporate has turned it into something that it necessarily doesn't describe it best. Now, Miles Davis, who is one of our great fathers of the music and a legend, you know, he said that he didn't like the term jazz, he liked the term social music.
All right.
Because this kind of music is great for a social atmosphere when people are getting together like a community and
Okay.
hearing and sharing in this music. It's a very dialogue-oriented music, very democratic, you know, listening to one another and sharing with one another, and that really brings the spirit of the community into it. So,
very interesting.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
like jamming, is that what you mean?
well, jamming, yeah, there's something to be said about that. You know, when guys talk about a jam band, I mean, that has its roots in jazz. Guys are improvising and,
Yeah.
and playing, you know, and listening to one another and telling a story, musical stories with one another. And I mean, there's bands like Fish out there, and of course the Grateful Dead. I mean, these are famous quote-unquote jam bands, but you know, everything has its lines and lineage in American culture, in our history to jazz, because that is our export to the world. That is the true art form of America, jazz, you know?
You know, I heard something. I heard the big bands are coming back.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Did you hear that?
I didn't.
Where did you hear that?
Where'd you hear that, Tom?
I hear that all the time. The big bands are coming back.
They are. They probably are. And so you guys are both
Yeah.
performers too, right? What do you, Tom, what's your instrument?
I'm a saxophone player.
All right.
Yes.
And Marko, you play multiple instruments, I
Yeah,
believe.
mostly drums and keyboards. You know, that's what I'm mostly known for. doing a lot of keyboard stuff and drum percussion type of stuff. And I play keyboards on Tommy's CD, Work in Progress, and Tommy plays saxophone in the big band that I play with, and my Latin Jazz Quintet. We've had that running for many, many years, and Tommy plays flute and saxophone and percussion as well, and he plays keyboards, and he composes, does a whole bunch of stuff, and he's an educator. We're all educators. We all
You like to teach the new generation
Yeah.
coming up and everything.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to.
that's pretty important, yeah.
Yeah, man, I think that's good. I think the last time I saw you play, we had an unfortunate accident with the dancing was so strong that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Somebody fell from dancing too hard.
Yeah, they were dancing so hard and so
true story.
into it, this is true, that an ambulance
An
came.
ambulance had to come, right?
An ambulance came in the neck brace
and
and
the whole thing, right? I was
it's-
involved in the dancing, I believe. It was
Wow.
the person who
Well,
was-
you know it's a good party when the
yeah,
ambulance shows
when the
up.
ambulance shows up, it was, it was some music playing, then
It's all fun and games
Yeah.
till the ambulance shows
so the
up.
ambulance shows up.
People
It's
were
gonna be
going
fun.
down left and right at that
I
one.
tell you.
There's a lot of power in the
It's a lot
music.
of fun. This is a fun guy over here.
Thank you for that, Bert. Thank you for that.
Was that a bad thing to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tom, tell us some more about the release, the new CD and the new CD release, the party, all that.
Okay, well, we're pretty much debuting the CD at the festival on Friday night. And, well, pretty much the way it came about is through Marko's band. We play every Wednesday at Basil Restaurant.
Okay.
In Clark Summit.
Yep.
And
Good
it's a
restaurant.
quartet. Marko plays drums. And Marko had said to me, I know you write music. Why don't you write something for the band, And this was a few years ago. So over the years, I kind of kept writing stuff. And eventually, we got enough material to actually do an album. And so a couple of friends of mine were nudging me and partnered up with me, and we got it done last summer, actually.
Had a wonderful producer
Yes.
from England come over and
Okay.
do some great production work, Gary Jones,
Okay.
and moved here from England.
Wow.
Loves the music that much. So, kudos
Yeah.
to
Scranton?
Gary.
He was
He
the
moved to
main,
Scranton.
From
He and
England.
he and his wife Bridget,
Wow.
beautiful Bridget, and Gary, very good people.
yeah, if it
pretty
wasn't
cool.
for him, it probably wouldn't have happened, because he kept nudging me. He said, you got to do your CD,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, anyway, the single that's coming out is called CC's Bounce, and
Yeah, what's that about?
that
What's
is,
that mean, CC's
CC
Bounce?
is actually my dog, who's
All right.
a female black Labrador, and she's a great dog, so she was the inspiration for that song.
That's cool, I think. And where's the party? What time? Which venue
Well,
is it at?
the
Do you know?
venue, it's on the main stage
On
at
the
the
main stage
Radisson.
at the Radisson, okay.
And Roy Williams, another local talented artist from the Scranton, Clark's Green area, he has a group that will be performing at 7:30, and then
Well, what's going to be the main venue on the Jazz Walk after that you think people are going to gravitate to?
well, there's Tracks Patio after the main stage. There's also Posh. There's also the Bog. There's Ale Mary's, and there's a coffee shop at the Ken Marquis Art and Frame Building, Adezo.
Oh,
These
right,
are all
good place.
venues that are on the Jazz Walk
Okay.
as part of the Jazz Festival.
What does that mean, the
after
Jazz Walk? Do I don't need a ticket to get into there?
No, you come to the main stage.
Okay.
Your ticket serves for
Okay.
everything, and you could go to any one of these venues
Okay.
afterwards. It's just a continuation of music into the downtown.
Cool.
That goes. Music goes until 2:00 in the morning.
Nice.
In the downtown, and it starts. It starts at 7:30 and it goes until 2.
Yeah, so it keeps the streets alive.
Oh yeah, it keeps everything alive. And for the ticket price,
Right.
you couldn't go anywhere in the world and get the kind of world-class talent that you're getting in downtown Scranton on that weekend anywhere, for what you're getting here.
Cool.
So it's great.
So Tom, this is your CD, right? Where could I or other people get your CD?
Okay, well, if you do come to the festival, they will be available. You'll be able to buy one there for
Okay.
$15. Also, I have a website, tomhamiltonsax.com.
Okay.
You can purchase one from there, or Amazon.com, or
Okay.
cdbaby.com.
cdbaby.com.
You can buy a physical CD, or you can get a digital download of the whole album or any one of the tunes. You know.
That's fantastic. And Marko, is there anything new, or about this festival over the other 11 years you want to share with us?
I will say that, some people said, you won't get past year one.
Yeah, they always say. Remember, they said we didn't do first night, right? We did that
in
together.
northeastern Pennsylvania.
There's always somebody.
You won't get past year one. Now we're past year 10.
Right.
We celebrated a 10-year anniversary last year, and this is a new decade. So we have some new things in the infrastructure that happen with the Jazz Festival to prolong it and make it more accessible to this community throughout the course of the year, doing some things, reaching out into the schools and doing some other performances. One of the performances the Scranton Jazz Festival Big Band does during Christmas time is the Nutcracker Suite. We do a jazz version of the Nutcracker Suite, and that'll happen right after Thanksgiving in the late part of November, early part of December.
And where do you do that?
We do it at Keystone College.
Oh, okay.
At the theater at Brooks at Keystone College. So that'll be down the road, and you'll see advertisements for that. It'll be wonderful. We'll have a great time. We had a great time
that British guy with his advertisements.
Yes, Gary. It's great. It's great. He moved here.
That's amazing.
Did I mention
it really
that?
Is. Yeah, where was he living in England? I mean,
I can't.
Well, he was based in London.
Yeah.
Ballina probably, from her sister city in Ireland, right?
Yeah, probably something like that. But loves Scranton. I mean, what's not to love? So.
I mean,
It's
he's
a
got
good
you
thing.
here too, especially.
Well,
I mean.
Thank you, Bernie. I want to thank you for being such a great host.
Oh, well, you're a great guest. He's very easy.
Yeah, and our friend Regina, too.
Of course.
At
You
Ion
guys have history,
Television.
right?
Yeah, a lot of history.
Right? You know her father?
Yeah, her father's a
Since she's
wonderful
little.
singer. Yeah, wonderful singer
Excellent.
here, and Regina, of course, is par excellence behind the camera
You're
and
not
all the
kidding.
production work that she does. Wonderful.
She is the best.
Ion
No
Television,
kidding.
ladies and gentlemen.
Ion, keep your eye on it.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you guys for coming on our show today. Can we just tell our viewers one last time the phone number and where they can get tickets and things like that?
The tickets are available through our box office, which is area code 570-904-3804, 904-3804, all Joe Nardone Gallery of Sound locations, and
ScrantonJazzFestival.org.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us, but stay tuned because we'll be back with more Northeast Current after these messages. Jack of all trades.
how you do it yourself. That was that Posh.
Yeah.
She went down, man. She was drunk.
Damn, she hit the
I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's some new and exciting stuff, but I can't think of.
Did I miss something?
Oh,
So it was no accident.
I think I could do it all in one take.